Well, this is your first time here, so I want to get into your story a bit.
Right.
So you grew up in Birmingham, Alabama.
Mm-hmm.
And you grew up with your mom, your cousin, your brother, your sister, and your grandfather, all in one house.
I mean, it wasn't really my grandfather. It was like me, my mom, my cousins, my aunts, and shit. And I had a lot of family that was in Connecticut that came down to Alabama a lot. Okay. So it was either my grandma, my grandfather, but my grandfather passed away like in 2007 or 2008. But, you know, it was like a constant family reunion all the time. Damn near. Always had a lot of people in my house. It wasn't too much to deal with. Like, it was like too cluttered and all that stuff. Like, I'll be in the movies. We couldn't pay bills a lot of times. And we didn't have water. We didn't have lights a lot of times. But we still knew how to do the right thing, and we still kept our head straight. And it was just normal. It was a normal life for us. Like, so it wasn't like that 24/7. It wasn't like a struggle. Like, you feel me? I had a nice house. I had a nice family. You feel me? I got older. I started doing bullshit that put me in a wrong position where I need to think about, like, my mom and my family and everybody, you know, type shit. But other than that, I always had a good life. It wasn't ever nothing that'll put something in front of me to where it'll fuck up, other than bills and my mother having to struggle.
Well, I mean, you talk about not having electricity, not having water.
Yeah.
I mean, you kind of brushed over that.
Yeah, I brushed it over.
That's a big deal, though.
Yeah.
That's a big deal to wake up and you can't turn the lights on. You can't take a shower. You're going to school, musty. You know what I mean?
I mean, it really wasn't like that because I took my showers. I took my little, well, not my showers, but my little warm baths. I'll heat the water up on the stove and all that.
But still, though.
But
you know,
you get what I'm saying? Like, It wasn't really perfect all the time. It wasn't the struggle all the time either. Because I have lights for a year. I have lights for like a good 8 months, 9 months, and then the lights cut off for like 2 months out of nowhere type shit. And I have to deal with it. I wouldn't have to deal with it. My family, I have to deal with it type shit. So you feel me? I didn't went through it. I didn't went through struggle like how other people deal with shit. But I just don't speak about it a lot.
Well, you talk about a mom, 3 kids. Where was your dad during this time?
My dad, he was in North Carolina. I really didn't talk to my dad. And I'm a mom only child. Like, my father have kids, too.
Okay.
So, like, my mom always just put me first. I was always my mother. Like, I was always a mama's boy. Like, you ever seen Baby's Boy? That's what they called me when my mom was at work and shit. Yeah. Like, she used to work at St. Vincent, so they always called me, like, Baby Boy and shit like that. But, yeah, I always been spoiled by my mom. I always had my mom do shit for me. Like, she always put me first before anything. She ain't ever put no nigga before me or anything. So I never had that feeling to where, like, I wasn't left for my mom. It'll probably be like my friends not having that love from their mom or their family, and they'll come over my house type shit. So I always had that love around me. It was never just like she didn't give a fuck or she couldn't do it. Like, she'll make it work.
Well, 14 years old, you got an Xbox 360.
Right.
And that changed your life.
Yeah, that changed my life. I mean, I wasn't 14. I was like probably like 12, 11.
Okay.
And you feel me? It was Christmas. I walked in the living room. It was one day I walked in the living room on Christmas, and I looked around. I didn't see nothing. I was like, damn, Santa Claus ain't bring me shit. Like, I'm like 12, 13, still believing in Santa and all that. Like, I had a good family. Like, you feel me? I did my own shit. Like, when I got like 14, 15, I started growing up, getting into school, seeing people do shit, like, easily gullible influence. But, like, I always had a good family. I always had a good influence around me to where it wasn't no bullshit. But, you feel me? I got the Xbox 360 on Christmas, and ever since then, I was, like, on the game. I had a connection with a bunch of people on there. I had, like, a lot of friends that I met in real life because of the game, and you feel me? They really pushed me to do all the stuff that I'm doing right now. Without them, I don't know where I'd be at. And they was my real life friends. Not my real life friends, but those my real friends, the people that I met on the game.
Well, you started with Rock Band.
Yeah, right? I started with Rock Band.
And didn't you use that to make your first song?
Yeah, I used Rock Band to make my first song. I used the mic off there. I plugged it into my laptop. And I was like, damn, I didn't know I could record vocals. I downloaded Mixcraft and all that. Recorded my first song in there. I made a diss on Almighty Jay. You feel me? He a YBN member too and all that. Everybody know Almighty Jay, but you feel me? I made a diss on that nigga, and yeah, after that, we became cool out of nowhere, and it was just like we just gained that friendship, and we made something that nobody else could make. We like the real first group to really take off from a game, not as just like, oh, we was rapping on the game all the time or like gamers for real, but we all met on the game, and we made this shit happen the way we wanted it to. We made a career out of all this shit, even if it's not for rapping. It's a lot of people in the background that we don't talk about that just got their shit settled because of gaming, got their shit settled because of they're an entrepreneur or something like that. It's so much stuff in the background I won't talk about, but they did it all because of the game.